I was shown this ad, which apparently is part of an $8 million campaign, and I gotta say, it's very progressive, very inclusive. There is even a person with a wheelchair at one point appearing, and it doesn't surprise me because I heard that the crime rate in San Francisco is incredibly high. So I do assume there's a lot of visibility for people with wheelchairs. Disabilities in general, if you go to the YouTube part where this ad is being displayed, the comments also have disabilities for some reason. I do not understand this progressive way of marketing where you just disable the comment section. Like you would think an ad is something that you want people to see. Usually, people are paid money in order to display ads. So if someone was to comment on it or show it to other people, you would be happy. But no, like we're in a new era of marketing. It's called late stage woke capitalism, where you make advertisements, but you don't want people to share them around, I guess. So, what do I think of it? I think it's a little bit disappointed. See, I wanted to visit San Francisco because I heard that there's shit on the street, a lot of homeless people. So I wanted to see with my own eyes if this is true or not, because it's very difficult to believe. I mean, look here in Romania, we're not the richest country in the world, but we do not seem to deal with those problems. But looking at this ad, I noticed that those problems do not exist. So what is there to visit? I would rather visit Florida or some other American state. But all jokes aside, I guess the reason a lot of people are upset because I see left-leaning people not understanding. It's like, why are you upset about this? I mean, it's just an ad. I guess people are upset because instead of treating the root problem of why there isn't that much tourism, which I'm sure it has to do a little bit with the high crime rate. I'm sure it has to do a little bit with the fact that it's now called Scat Francisco due to the high number of shits on the street, the massive number of homeless population. Like maybe you could invest the money in order to solve that issue. And if you solve that issue, then you won't have to worry about PR. Because if the place is good, then people just go there without having to advertise it. But I suppose like this is the progressive way of doing things, right? Like hide the problem under the rug, don't talk about it, pretend it doesn't exist, and just focus on PR and marketing. Just focus on making expensive commercials, have flashy things that you show to people, and that's that, right? So I think like this is why people are upset, especially people who live from San Francisco, because they're wondering, it's like, why is there politicians spending money in order to focus on tourism rather than spending money in order to focus on the community? From what I do understand from other Americans, San Francisco is still one of the cities that's struggling to recover after the very strong pandemic lockdowns that they used to have. Like there are still businesses that are closed, there are still places that are empty, and it's not just that; it's also part of the issue with the taxation and the high crime rate makes it difficult to have a business in some parts of San Francisco. Obviously, like not everything is the same, right? Like let's be honest, there are places in San Francisco where it's livable, but there are other places where it's more difficult, right? And unfortunately, those are what people think about when considering a visit. So I personally, if I was to visit the US of A, San Francisco would definitely be one of the last places that I would consider. Because again, Florida is an option. There's other, and it's not even to do with the politics. It's just like looking at the prices, looking at the places you can visit, and so on and so forth. Maybe Disney can move in San Francisco. Huh? Like, do you think if Disney moves to San Francisco, they would increase the tourism rate? But anyway, right, I was asked to talk about this, so let me know what you think. And this is just my take. I guess this one actually does target me because they pushed this ad into Europe, also India and other places, right? So it's interesting because you'd think like they would try to attract other Americans first. Like, why would you advertise this in Mexico, India, Canada, right? Like, you would think that the people who would travel to San Francisco would be more likely to be other Americans. But I guess Americans must be so jaded with San Francisco that even they don't want to go there. So, like, okay, well, this is a lost cause. Let's try India. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.